in a moment here. It says live, and then when it starts ticking here, all right, it looks like we're good.
All right. Welcome back to What Were They Thinking? I'm your host, Jeremy, here with Bernard and Darnell. And if you're feeling a bit of energy whiplash this week, you are not alone. We are currently sitting in a massive celestial shift, and the world is reflecting that chaos right back at us. This week, America officially packed its bags and left the World Health Organization. We're standing on our own now, but we're also standing tall or just standing alone. Over in Davos, the Board of Peace is in session, but it comes with a 5% cover charge for our NATO allies. That has the world gasping, and we're also looking at a heartbreaking verdict out of Uvalde that has everyone asking, if the law doesn't require a protector to protect, then what are we even doing? Plus, we'll talk about the insurance cliff hitting our homeland farmers and why a 7'1" basketball star and a trailblazing astronaut are the only things keeping our vibrations high this week. It's a week of me first versus we together. So grab your sage, clear your space, and let's ask the question of the hour. What were they thinking?
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Jeremy. Yeah. Well, side note on about the farmers, Connecticut had to suspend their property valuations on the farmers because of the affordable housing bill that they passed. Oopsies.
Yep.
But that's a very hyper local thing, and most people
local farming. Yeah.
Would not understand what happened, and they made a technical error in the law. Oopsies.
Politicians making error in the law and not thinking it through.
No.
Hey,
never
if
do
that's
that.
the biggest thing we got to worry about in Connecticut compared to the federal government, I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, so far. Knock
Oh.
on wood.
You know, one thing I want to
So, what do we want to kick it off with first this week?
Or who should we kick it off with?
Let's see.
Huh?
Why
yeah.
don't we go with? Let's go with the easy one. We're exiting the WHO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of today, the United States has officially completed its withdrawal from the World Health Organization. It started about a year ago, and the administration claiming the Geneva-based agency is too heavily influenced by China and failed the world during the last pandemic. Yeah.
All right.
Uh-huh.
So let me expound here on something for a moment. Disease doesn't care about boundaries, political boundaries. Last time I checked. Anybody?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Coming across the border.
Yep.
Yeah. The last time the human population was separated in terms of global disease population was prior to Christopher Columbus, that sailed the ocean blue and found the United States and found the America.
Brought smallpox to me and you. Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
And I find maybe you can help me laugh at this. China having too much influence over WHO is kind of almost laughable, because anyway, it's kind of the United States that has more influence over it.
Right. Yeah.
Because we have all the darn scientists that know how to actually run the equipment, do this analysis and stuff. You look, and we have more people coming to this country to do studying at our universities and research facilities than anywhere else.
Well, we had more people.
Had prior to somebody showing up at the office again.
Yeah.
The $100,000 H-1B visas or something like that. That's, I have a problem with that. I guess this probably goes with could be filed under the category. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah. I mean, it's leaving it so when new viruses come out, we're not sitting there at the WHO, like being able to track it in real time and being part of the science and the understanding it. And it's essentially leaving America more vulnerable to the next pandemic because we can be blinded by it because we don't have people watching the entire planet, like an organization that's trying to monitor things. I mean,
Yeah, there's this. I think there's this virus or bacteria called Ebola. Maybe you guys can enlighten to me how the first time we treated that one. I think there was a little bombing operation in Africa of a village.
Yeah, whole
To
village.
contain it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
whose armed forces did that?
but I mean, but you also have, but you have Republicans who are also saying like this was like a great thing because it's like an unelected bureaucratic body who's basically wasting American tax dollars and infringing on our rights. Like, which I don't.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Who created the UN?
Well, this is the WHO, not the UN, though.
Yeah, but they're part of the UN. They were created by the UN. Who created the UN?
Well, don't. I mean, you can't really just go and tell them that it was Republican policies that started things, because then they won't like that.
It was the United States,
and they won't believe it.
Yeah, They might want to go look at the little guy called Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Harry S. Truman.
I mean, listen, the WHO made it so they had to wear masks.
Yeah,
and that was violating their rights.
Oh no, the WHO just recommended it. The United States federal government and what's that organization called?
Was that
the
Trump?
CDC.
Oh,
yeah, United States Federal the Center for whatever it is, Disease and Policy Control. They were the ones that rolled out that policy. And who was president at the time?
I was gonna say, wasn't that? It's so familiar. It's almost like you see.
I can't remember. Yeah, he's kind of on television a lot, and it's kind of been a Looney Tunes lately. It's been kind of going to Edward Air Force, to a lot of doctors' facilities down in the military.
It was Biden's fault.
Right.
How can it be Biden's fault if Biden wasn't president?
It was actually Obama's fault.
Yeah, it's Obama's fault.
Yeah, back then it was.
How could it be Obama's fault if Obama wasn't president at that time?
There's a way.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but now they're okay with wearing masks. But that's a whole other.
Thing.
Wait a second. If they don't like wearing masks, then why are ICE agents wearing masks?
Interesting.
Oh, that's the question.
It's interesting when Republicans bring a gun to a protest, they're being patriotic, but when a Democrat does it to protest ICE, it's domestic terrorism. Interesting.
Okay, guys.
Second Amendment goes both ways.
Yeah. Speaking of Second Amendment, that's going to be really interesting in the near future.
Oh yeah.
The actual meaning of the Second Amendment may be coming up pretty shortly. So, not for the individual to bear arms, but for the states to have a well-regulated militia.
Well, considering there was that memo that just released too from ICE saying that they're told they can violate the Fourth Amendment and use non-judicial warrants to enter people's houses.
Yeah.
So when someone violates the Fourth Amendment, you can use the Second Amendment to protect yourself.
Exactly. That's what I plan on.
It's going to be interesting. Anyway, I'm not advocating for people to do one thing or another.
We're not
just reporting what's happening.
Yeah, we're not advocating for people to actually take up arms. We're actually out.
If you don't know how to do it, you shoot them in the kneecaps, let them fall, then you go for the headshot.
I was waiting for the don't do it. He goes straight to shoot him in the kneecaps.
Now, I would definitely say the following: the state militias are gonna. There's going to be some interesting things that develop with state militias.
I could see that actually happening instead of like just one-off people doing things on their own.
Yeah, the governors of certain states are going to be like, no, that's an illegal order. I'm telling you, as the captain of the state militia, no, you follow my orders.
They went into New England now. They're in Maine.
Yeah, they're in Maine.
Operation Catch of the Day. So they're in Maine now.
What type of lobster are they? What type of lobster?
So I'm waiting for them to come down this way into Mass and Connecticut and
That's going to be interesting.
I don't know if they'll touch New Hampshire because they've been traditionally Republican.
The funniest thing ever? They're down here in Miami getting rid of all the Cubans that voted for this.
Right.
I'm gonna say this.
He did get a large Hispanic vote.
Yeah.
You know, if they're starting up in Maine, they're not gonna come down very easily into Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire.
That's what I'm saying. Like the original militia states. I mean,
yeah, Connecticut still has a state militia on top of the National Guard units.
I'm waiting to see. I said I don't think they're going to touch New Hampshire.
I don't think I don't think they'll touch Connecticut.
No, I don't see.
They put their toes into Connecticut, and every single time they put their toes into Connecticut, they've been met with an army of lawyers.
Well,
on top of it,
that's not stopping them now.
I think they may lose this decision at the Supreme Court with the firing of that Federal Reserve chairperson, not chairperson, the board member. Even from what I understood, what's his name?
Jerome Powell and his group.
Not Jerome Powell. No, it's what's his name? There. Kavanaugh was even like, "Are you kidding me?" You know what I mean? You can't fire somebody via tweet without due process, and it's written in the federal statute. You know, and we've already heard this once before called Humphrey executor. You know what I mean? And I know we're kind of going down
I know got really off track there, but
off track with the WHO thing. But this is all kind of tangentially related because essentially what the Trump administration or regime, whatever you want to call them, is doing is they're essentially trying to push the boundaries at the edges, and then they move their way inwards, and then eventually, when they get to a certain point, they are getting stopped dead cold.
Yeah,
you know. I hear dogs, but that's all right.
The WHO did not let the dogs out, though. So
but in terms of, I guess maybe we should talk about another topic as we kind of segue around here.
Try to bring the train back on the tracks.
Toot. I guess we could talk about, since it's a little bit of pay to play nowadays with some of this stuff. I guess we could talk about Davos here.
Yeah.
And, 5% demand from NATO. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Jeremy, please explain this a little bit because I kind of have a general idea, but I don't. So I don't know where this 5% number is coming from.
Yeah. So there's a World Economic Forum in Davos, and Trump went and he unveiled a Board of Peace charter, claiming he has personally settled conflicts between leaders of Armenia and Azerbaijan. Simultaneously, he sent shockwaves through Europe by demanding all NATO allies increase defense funding by 5% of GDP, up from the current 2% goal, or face a U.S. withdrawal from the alliance.
Okay, there's certain NATO nations already beyond the 5%.
But I mean, he's basically like, he's saying, throw more money in or we're just leaving. And which
I'm looking at Poland.
And I understand the Republican views of the US ATM is closed. We're not going to be funding Europe's safety anymore. We need to put it for ourselves. But it seems more like bullying. We're just saying they already made a goal that they all agreed on.
It's some of the minute,
and he's over doubling. He's making it over double. Or saying we're not going to help you. It's his peace through strength motto. Is also bullying our friends. I mean, it's not these are supposed to be our allies.
I go back to, and I'm gonna keep saying this. How many wars has the U.S. won by ourselves?
One. The Spanish and Mexican War.
Well, and the American. Well, no,
if we get out of NATO,
yeah,
Well,
Say
there
the
goes our
American,
sisters all
yeah.
over the
It was just
world.
the Mexicans of the Mexican War when we fought them for.
I was saying the American
right.
Revolution, but we had Francis help. We had
Right.
so-
No. It is
Wow.
literally just the Mexican War.
Well,
that
and
we
the
fought
Civil
prior to the American
War.
Civil War. No,
Yeah.
the Civil War is different. It was between ourselves. I'm talking
Yeah, so
about,
we couldn't lose
Yeah,
technically.
exactly.
America was always going to win that war. It's just a matter of which America won it.
I was trying to point that the only time we fought
The only time we
like,
fought someone other than ourselves and won.
yeah, other than ourselves was Mexico. And
But
that
now
was,
we're basically fighting ourselves with this stuff because we're basically saying like, you know, we're gonna punish ourselves if you don't agree to what we want. Like,
and I almost feel like the Davos, the 5% thing, is kind of a non-starter at this point because of what he just struck a deal in Greenland with.
well,
Wait a second.
Yeah, and he had Putin. He wants
The
Putin to join the Board of
Greenland
Peace.
deal would require us to stay in NATO. Oh, wait a second. The Greenland deal is currently the status quo. He created a problem and then solved it by we're just going to maintain the status quo.
Yeah.
So
he creates the problem so he can be the only one to solve it.
Yeah, it creates the problem. So this is the Trump. How Trump creates Trump creates a problem. Everybody starts going like, "What are you saying? What are you thinking? What the hell's going on?"
Yeah,
there's a 2 to 3 month cycle of this, and then the solution to the problem is we just maintain the status quo and we get screwed in the process.
He's a gaslighting narcissist.
I wouldn't say gaslighting narcissist. I would say he's a.
He's
a. No,
he literally tells you it's not what you see or what you think, and
no, I'm not saying he's.
And makes you think you're crazy for gaslighting us. Like
no. He's even worse than that. I would say he's a suffering from psychosis.
Well, yes, I'm just saying, like in terms like
and that's,
people in a relationship can understand.
And that's actually see, narcissism requires him to actually have a plan to do this. I think this is just psychosis because he's just delusional.
Well, we all know that. I mean, but
right. And see, narcissism require you to actually have a thought and a plan.
I mean, would you just look at? Would you? I gotta take a look at this. Just
in the holodeck.
That's where they're building the
the holodeck.
That probably wasn't the best time to do that. Oh, I'm sorry. So
yeah. But does that now make sense? What I'm saying is basically because he's in the holodeck.
I wish I had a holodeck.
I think we all wish we had a holodeck at this point. But I just legitimately just go like, what are they thinking? He doesn't. I don't think he actually thinks. I think he just listens to the last person.
It just whatever pops in his head at the moment, he just says. There's no thinking before he says it.
And that's the reason why I said I don't think he's a narcissist. I think he's just I just think he's delusional, suffering from psychosis, having something mentally wrong with him, and I genuinely do care about the fact that he isn't well, and we got to stop for a moment and say, is this the correct way to handle this? There's been a lot of different things that make me stop and pause about that, but I don't think people in the news or people that watch all this stuff really see how things are going. So I think with the ICE thing is that, I think it's mostly somebody else in the administration that's having fun with it, and he's just the mouthpiece.
It's
Stephen Miller.
Yeah. Stephen Miller, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it's also mainstream media that is sane washing what this dude is saying. They're trying to make it seem sane what comes out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's
what he does.
Straight out of the fascist rule book. Like,
I think
you control the media to make it so you can have them justify what you're doing and spread it to the people.
And it's not just the right-wing media, it's all media that's doing this.
I would say your local. I would not say your local television channels. I would say it's more the local television channels. Let's just say it's your local like news channels. Yes, where they get the national news from, and the segments that they get there. But if it's Fox something's problem solvers or NBC News problem solvers, I think that's more of it. Covering state or your local town elections.
Yeah, it's not like the
whatever.
syndicated news that they have to put out.
Right.
Yeah.
I think some of the syndicated news is,
it goes both ways. Both sides do it. I mean,
yeah,
they both push their agendas. There's no independent news anymore because news used to be a public service, and the companies would lose money doing the news. It was never a for-profit business when it started, but now news has become for-profit. So
yeah, and I kind of blame the Reagan administration on that a little bit, with the time fairness rules being eliminated.
That, and then 60 Minutes showing that they can make a whole bunch of money from a show, selling advertising on it, and
yeah, I understand that, but what I was trying to say is by
and then greedy people.
Yep.
Yeah, I was more. What I was trying to say is I was more pointing out the fact that I think that broadcast television over the air has a different set of rules, and I think the problem is that as the FCC gets more relaxed with the rules and stuff, that's where problems come in.
Well, relax as long as they like you,
right?
Yeah.
And I think that's
and you pay tribute,
right? And I think that's a real problem for broadcast for the United States as a whole, is that we've forgotten that certain things are public goods and that we need to regulate them as such. There's only so much spectrum space in the television world, and there's only so much spectrum space in the radio world. And people need to understand that if you have a broadcast license, you are empowered with something very important. You have to maintain a certain level of duty and respect for holding that great power. And
reminded what a great man.
Window with Murdoch.
Yeah, well, and I think a lot of this comes down to cable television, where it took off during the early 90s and 2000s, and which allowed them to build these media empires, and which turned back to buy up these local television channels and stations. And that was partially due to deregulation, which allowed corporations to buy multiple stations, hundreds of stations throughout the United States, and to consolidate them. And it wasn't being owned by the local community members any longer in that broadcast region, which I really think is really a problem. I think inherently this is becoming a real issue. And I know this is kind of going off tangent here into the minutia of FCC rule and politics. Yeah. And this is partially from my experience of dealing with the FCC and radio broadcasting, and looking at, how ownership structures work and stuff, and how there was a boondoggle back in the day of, if you owned a radio station, it was time to get out, because they were paying multi-million dollars just to get the license from you if you had a commercial radio station, FM. Wow. Now you can't sell those licenses for worth of, what they're worth any longer. Now, ironically, television stations have really seen a second renaissance here, because people have cut the cord, and they're using over-the-air broadcast television to pick up what they want. The local stuff.
About doing that too, yeah.
Right. So I think there's, ironically, they might have made the play. If they made the same play in with the television licenses too. So those are really paying off. And I think I saw on the news this week, and this is part of what I wanted to get to, is I think didn't PBS fold their doors finally because of Congress pulling their funding?
PBS. It was
it was
the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's CBS. That's not
Yeah.
CBS. Yeah,
No,
but it's
CPS,
one of
yeah.
CPS.
Or the CPB, the one that helped fund PBS.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
Yes.
That's so
One of the major funding partners for CB or for, oh my God.
Yeah, I know. There's too many
That.
acronyms when it comes
The
to
thing.
this
The
situation.
thing we're talking about.
Right. And I know we're laughing and joking here, but a lot of those stations, they're non-commercial licenses. So, and there's been a lot of work over the years. How far can you come up to the line to make it sound like an advertisement, but it isn't an advertisement under the FCC rules, And there's a lot of different room over the years, and I think that's something to be considered when you're watching public. I was camping. Went to a wedding recently out in Minnesota, and I couldn't believe how many stations were public broadcasting stations affiliates that were serving areas that had no commercial licenses over them that were broadcasting. So I was like, So if these people don't have internet, their only source of news and media comes from literally public broadcasting stations.
Yeah.
Some
of those rural areas, there's rural areas in this country which are like set back like 50 years, basically, technology wise, that are just like the streets closed down on Sunday, like businesses shut down at night, and there's just it's still like an old school and so that's the only way that they can get it. Like for the longest time, like my dad lives up in New Hampshire, and he finally was able to get fiber at his house. He's had to use either DSL or like there's some place up there you can only use DSL up there in New Hampshire still. Like you can't even get cable internet. And so with the world that we're moving so fast, like right now, we wouldn't be able to stream this and do all on a DSL and have all that recording and upload. Wouldn't be able to.
Right.
Let alone like streaming all these services to get your news and sources of information.
Some people are still on 56K modems in this country.
Right. Yeah.
And I've advocated in the past that we should have just like the rural electrification project there was in the 1930s during the Great Depression. We really need to have a fiber based project.
They did try to do that, the rural broadband thing that they tried to put out, but the problem is the way that was set up is it had to go through so many different states. All the money got ate up in meetings of showing the planning. You did the plan, now you got to show reports, then you got to come back and there's a waiting period of this much time for comment, and then you come back and do this, and then there's the grant funding. It needs to do more paperwork, and it's like, so by the time you get to the project, there's no money left.
Right, and that's the reason why you need to really go back to how something like that project was designed, the rural electrification project. Be like, no, we're just going to do it, and just do it. I don't think don't get me wrong. I'm pro for doing the reports, environmental impact studies and stuff like that. But at some level, why do we need to do another impact study if the pole's already there?
Yeah.
Or you're burying the cable and you're just putting the dirt back on top of it.
Yep.
Okay, you're going through a highly environmental sensitive area. Okay, maybe we need to take a look at this and make sure we're not disturbing a soil structure that is highly important through this, but empower people on the ground that are,
and just make policy to do it.
Be like, to be able to say, stop, nope, we got a problem here. We got to do a study.
Well, and they need to set it up so you're doing it in the least environmentally impactful way. Yeah. So you don't rip down whole new swaths of trees and forests just to make a road to go over to one area. Like you find another way to do it. It may take a little bit longer, but you don't have to then rip up entire environments and there's ways we could do it.
Yes, there is ways, and
quickly too.
And people don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can just give them satellite internet. I'm like, that's great. The date's not cloudy. You know what I mean? I guess maybe we should talk about, since we're talking about rural stuff.
Yeah.
The farmers.
Why not? So we had basically there's kind of a big thing going on with farmers right now between the Affordable Care Act subsidies that kind of were shut off at the end of the year. So they reported this week that American farmers are seeing their health insurance premiums go up by like $1,000 a month in some cases. And it's at the same time that they're also putting new tariffs for the Make America Healthy stuff, shifting commodity prices. So they're getting hit like from both sides. So they're making them pay more for insurance. And then they're also, because of the tariffs we're doing, everything they're trying to sell to make money to pay for the higher insurance is getting tariffed and taxed. And
don't worry, we'll bail them out.
All right,
Really, though?
so I got a problem with all this here. Okay, so the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives are actually, well, the House passed the discharge petition to deal with the tax credits for the health insurance. So, you know, if you're a farmer, give your House of Representative member a call. They have the opportunity to vote on this, and then call your U.S. Senator.
Mm.
You know, and then Trump's threatening to veto this bill if it comes to its desk. Then call the office of the presidency. That's all I have to say about that.
Yep.
You know, it's
again, they voted for this.
Yep, they voted for this. You know.
Sorry, but my health care is free. So
all the senators.
What did you have to earn to get that free health? What do you have to do to get that free health care?
I actually had to serve my country. Unlike I didn't have bone spurs.
Oh, you didn't have bone spurs. So what did you do to serve your country, Darnell?
I've actually joined our great military.
Oh, that's how you did it? Oh, what did you do in the military, Darnell? Did you just like sit in the air? Did you sit in the chair part of the chair force?
I wish.
Or eat a box of crayons?
Oh, yeah, I would definitely go back to the chair force if I redid it.
Yeah, you ain't lying. If I could go to the Air Force right now, I would.
Oh my God! After spending time with those guys, they got where I lived in Fort Drum when they had to stay there for operations. They got what was called substandard living allowance.
Yep.
Because our barracks were not up to their standards, so they gave them extra money for having to stay there. It's like, are you kidding me?
I'm surprised nobody brought a pay discrimination lawsuit at that point.
I mean, their chow hall was better. Their food. I mean, we used to love going to the Air Force chow halls when we snuck on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
So the other question is, what is the Space Force compared to the Air Force chow hall?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I haven't experienced Space Force stuff yet. I mean, technically, I can get on base.
I wonder if it's better than this Air Force stuff.
You know,
I
have to make a road trip, man.
Yeah.
Go on base and go eat in the chow hall one day at Space Force.
There's a base about an hour away from me.
All right, when I come down, we're going.
Oh yeah.
I want to know what it's like, man. Yeah, I've seen the different bases. I'm going to see a Space Force one.
Yeah,
I can get some swag.
So yeah,
I want to know what the NOAA basis looks like, though.
These farmers are again.
Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I know how much somebody likes that saying here on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to go with that's not a very good idea.
Yeah.
You bought, as I like to say it, you broke it, you bought it.
I mean, the Republicans are trying to move to the more free market healthcare system. That's what RFK Jr. is pushing, which he says is going to eventually be cheaper because of all the tariffs. They're removing the toxic food that's causing everyone to be sick, so we won't need as much healthcare. Which, like, I get how we arrived at that point, but you can't skip over what's happening right now.
Yeah.
Like I understand getting rid of the toxic food. I don't think passing that cost on to the people is the right way to do it. Like, these companies can already remove that toxic stuff. They do it for their European branches. They're not allowed to sell that stuff there. They have to have without the chemicals, without the additives over them. So they already can do it. They
and
don't
they could just simply just make it for the United States and stop making the United
exactly.
States version.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. And they
Yeah.
already make the European stuff here, so what the hell?
Exactly.
You just run the whole year. You just run it as EU standard spec. It's for the
Yeah.
rest of the. It actually may save them money in the end, because then they don't have to run two different spec lines.
I would love to just buy a big bag of Doritos and know that has no additives and no whatever, and like not have to go search for a healthy alternative that costs way more because it's America, so healthy costs double.
Well,
Like,
unfortunately, the healthy one is made in Danbury, Connecticut.
is it? Which one? What brand is
Yeah,
that?
lesser
No.
evil, lesser evil
Do
brand.
they have a Dorito brand thing? Like
Yeah,
a Dorito chip?
I don't know. They're now owned by
Yeah.
Hershey.
Oh,
So, Jeremy, you brought up
Yeah.
a good topic of
I did.
if
Uh-oh.
this, you wish that the healthy stuff didn't cost as much.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I say that because they just did this new thing with food stamps. You can only buy healthy food.
Mm.
They're only giving you what? 160.
Right. Yeah.
And the healthy food is doubled in I mean,
Yep. So you can go buy you could go get like some strawberries for, half the price of the organic ones. I mean, the regular ones are covered in pesticides, but
And this is what I will tell people about organic stuff, and most people don't, because my father and his background, the pesticides that they use on food it's actually more regulated than most other pesticides, and it's got like such a short half-life. It really doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
depends who you ask.
but that
But
that
the
just
cost to make it, but the
made
cost
me,
is
how you're going to tell these people that's on food stamps you can only buy healthy food,
Yeah.
but you're not raising up their food stamps.
How much they can spend on healthy food because it
Yeah.
costs so much more. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm like, does that make any sense? Well, never mind. I'm getting tired of asking that.
We need replicators.
Yeah. Let me know how that's going. I feel like there's one more thing we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Or just one or two more things. Hold on. Let me get back to my list
Then
here.
I have to get ready soon, but yeah. Let's knock something out here.
Uvalde,
You need to get
not
going.
guilty.
Yeah, let's do that one
yeah.
real quick.
Yep.
Basically, they found him not guilty on all counts of child abandonment and endangerment, and it was the first time a law enforcement officer in the U.S. faced criminal charges for a failure to act during a school shooting. So,
that's right. I now remember that.
So
Yeah.
now,
That's the Florida one.
my thing is, if they don't have the right to act,
the
A
duty to
parent.
protect.
yeah,
Yeah.
can the parents? I mean, if I hear about a shooting at my kid's school, can
Yeah.
I myself go and try to stop it?
I mean, if they're saying it's not,
I think it depends on
do it.
I think it depends on the state that you're in.
Yeah, I mean, this was Texas, so
Yeah, I think
they have open carry. They're a little more gun favorable.
Right, and I think that's also, I think this was a state case, so this may only apply in Texas. So this standard only applies in Texas now. It doesn't apply anywhere else in the country. So yeah, to be quite frank with you, I don't see this. This is a Texas problem. Texas legislature could do something to fix this.
Yeah, I mean, well, it brings up the point of like the legal definition of duty to protect. So
Right.
is it setting a new like precedent for police accountability? Like if they have a duty to protect, like if their whole
I think it's
point
just
is to protect and they're not going to do it, what do we?
I think
and I think that's the kind of left side view is like you have these people with a gun and badge, and if now you're saying they're not legally required to protect children, it's kind of like a broken system. And you have the right side who's saying like, well, you can't really criminally charge someone for like cowardice because he was by himself, he didn't have backup kind of thing. Like,
what is
So
I
why
thought
you
the military? Hold on. I want to ask a question though.
Yep.
So in the military, is there a charge for cowardice or for being cowardice?
I mean, depends on what level you take it to.
yeah.
If you're still up there, like pissing your pants and like still there on the line, no.
I mean, running away from the situation.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Desertion thing,
Oh,
AWOL. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure this doesn't
You try
apply
to
the
like
military.
shoot yourself in the foot to get out of it. There's consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Not
talking
that
about.
I've
Right.
seen that a few times.
I mean, he didn't shoot himself in the foot and be like, "Oh, I could go in." He just was like I believe it was, if I remember, it was a while ago. I remember it was kind of like he was waiting for backup kind of thing, like it was the policy or something like that. Was the argument that I was hearing back then. I didn't follow the court case that
Darnell.
much, but it's an interesting thing to think about. Like, if these people are paid to protect us, it's their job, and they're not even going to go help children that are being shot at.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to relook at who we're hiring, or I don't know.
Oh, we'll just hire from the ICE agents.
Well,
They seem to be trigger happy.
We cut the training down, and I mean, they didn't do that already with ICE, but let's do it with the police officers too.
What could go wrong?
Yeah. What could go wrong? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What was the other thing?
I just had a little a fun little story, lighthearted and sitting in the midst of all the.
You mean the stars that people are going to be seeing?
Well, this is more. We just had. Let's see if I get her name right. Michelle Benthus made history as the first wheelchair user to travel to space. She's a paraplegic engineer, and she proved that the space for all isn't just a slogan. She went up there, yeah. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
wow, that sounds great,
right? She need her wheelchair while she's up there, which is so.
Like what?
She probably went. She probably didn't take the Russian model.
No.
I'm guessing. I actually don't. I don't think I have that information. Hold on.
Maybe it probably was Blue Origin or SpaceX.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see if I have it here. It was just a 10-minute journey thing, so it was up into the air.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but still, first one,
well, impressive.
It is. I've never been to space.
Yeah,
maybe you can get hitch a ride with the Space Force friends you make.
Oh, yes. Like Space A flights, but to space.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting towards the end of the show here, which means we have to make a decision about something.
We got one more thing.
Oh yeah, there's one more. Also, on a little lighter note, where was this? Texas Tech just signed a new woman to their college basketball team. She's making history as the tallest player in history of women's college basketball, coming in at 7'1".
Wow.
That's all right.
Yeah,
UConn will still beat them.
I should have known bringing up basketball in Connecticut. Yeah.
Oh, that's the case, right?
Well, yeah, it'll be.
Hey,
good
Gino, you got another work. You got some more work to cut out for you.
Yep.
I have a weird mind because the first thing I thought about was, what man had climbed that mountain?
And this is where we point out that Darnell is not allowed to talk about this subject. Where's the mute button? Okay.
Oh God. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Awards.
Yes. The award.
Are coveted. And people really want this award. I mean, it's
yeah.
I mean,
I've seen.
Hey, at least this week it's not going to our favorite award getter again.
I was gonna say Johnson has all of his displayed. I've seen them. I mean, it looks he's got them all lit up from above. Like it's yeah.
He's got them in a
highly coveted
trophy case right next to the plaque that he's supposed to hang out for the Gen 6 police force.
Yep.
Responders. Yep. Okay. right in that box.
Yeah, right there. Right. Yeah. It's a nice display case. Shadow box and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, in a box downstairs in the Capitol basement somewhere where nobody ever sees it. All right, so what do we got here? We got Trump this week with the whole Greenland deal.
Being basically, well, you didn't give me a peace prize, so I don't need to think of peace anymore.
Yeah. We got Trump again with Jerome Powell still, and people going like, no.
Sending the DOJ after him, yeah.
Yeah. We still have Minnesota ICE department still not realizing they're losing and still pressing. And let's see here. What else did we talk about this week? Yeah, we didn't talk about, but talked about.
Listen, I'm gonna just throw my vote out already.
Oh boy,
because
I'm going with
what's going on overseas, and this guy opening his mouth.
I'm thinking Trump's actually a pretty good candidate this week.
He loves awards, so
yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this will be the final award. I'll be like, you know what? I've got enough now. I'm out.
Yeah. So I think Trump definitely wins the award this week.
Yeah.
For what were you thinking?
For insert favorite topic.
For peace. Because of he's charging people for peace that don't have money for peace.
He's among other things.
But yeah. Now this award is contingent on the fact that he can prove that he actually can think.
Well,
it does require thinking, people.
We are trying to ask, what were they thinking?
Yeah.
The answer may be nothing.
All right.
It usually is.
Yeah. So I think that probably wraps it up for this week. So until next week, we'll be resuming our regular programming time of 12 noon on Thursdays. And when I get this uploaded onto YouTube. Until then, this has been Bernard, Jeremy, and Darnell with What Were They Thinking?
See you.